So it's May 19th, 2023. It's about 10:30 in the morning. And there's not much going on. There's a few takeoffs and landings here today, but that looks like a Sikorsky S-92. And they don't have an operation here anymore. But here comes, well, you can hear the power and those turbine rotors, rotary wings. This is an amazing aircraft, rotary wing aircraft. State-of-the-art, fly-by-wire, which is like an interesting concept because the whole thing can't be fly-by-wire, but a lot of it is. Turbines, jet turbine power. But the company that bought their facility here, the Sikorsky Lockheed facility, they have a design. And instead of having a tail rotor, they have a pusher propeller at the back of the helicopter. It's not, I don't know what we're going to call that thing. We'll call it a helicopter. I took a picture and a video of it the other day, and the company that's moving in here, which is Piasecki, wow, I got to do more on them. But they have a design where instead of a tail rotor, they have a pusher propeller at the back, and then behind the propeller, there's rudders that can direct the flow of air left or right, kind of like a boat in the water, you know, where you turn the rudder to the left and it deflects water, and the back to the left and points the front to the left. Trying to think of that, make sure I got that right. And it's an interesting design. I don't know if there's a video of the thing flying though. I don't know if it's ever flown. So I'm gonna look into that today. I've got a lot of other stuff. So the S-92 out there is doing hovering, and that could be training, hovering training, or they could be testing that thing to see if it'll hover. Hovering in rotary wing helicopters is the most dangerous thing you can do, because if you lose the engine suddenly, it's gonna, if you're hovering, the thing's gonna drop like a rock. If you're moving, you can do what's called auto rotation and glide to the surface. The difference between these two concepts is what caused all the tragic accidents with the Osprey, you know, that vertical takeoff and landing dual rotor thing made by Bell Helicopters. I think Boeing had a part of that, but there were like at least 3 horrible, when I say horrible, I mean double-figure fatalities in the development of that thing. And it took them so long, but they finally figured out when you're going down and when you're descending, you've got to be aware of the flow of air from the bottom to the top of the rotors. It goes right through the rotors because it could just swirl around and come through again, taking your lift to 0. And that's what happened there. And I mean to tell you, like, young Marines were killed in the development of a weapon system, and that's wrong. That's just incredibly wrong. You're already asking them to put their life on the line for their country, and now you're going to involve them in a check ride for an unproven aviation technology that already had multiple horrible accidents in the same way. So anyway, hovering is a big danger point for rotary wings, and you know, I think that tail pusher propeller could be an effective guardian against that, because if you start to fall, then you can juice that rear propeller and push yourself forward and auto rotate. Interesting idea. So Piasecki, they are the company that bought this facility from Lockheed and Sikorsky, and Lockheed and Sikorsky are out there now resurfacing the takeoff and landing areas for helicopters. What a gorgeous facility, lots of space, tons of space, tons of water. There's a water tower, tons of water. There's no shortage of water in southeastern Pennsylvania. I can tell you that for absolute certainty. So anyway, it's a cool transmission that's being made here. Oh, let me get the helicopter again. Okay, see if he's gonna leave. And I used to be out here doing helicopter videos every week, and they're selling these things to governments that look to be a little bit autocratic. Autocracies, in my opinion, we shouldn't do business with them. That's an easy thing to say. I'm not the business owner. Okay, if my business is in danger of going out of business, you know, like who was that guy? Howard Bull, the super cannon genius that got assassinated He was teaming up with Iraq and Saddam Hussein, and he developed this cannon that could shoot a projectile to the other side of the earth into outer space from a cannon. Saddam Hussein was like, yeah, give me one of those, man. Here's a shitload of money from all of our oil revenues. Well, we're going to be off of that oil addiction within the next 20 to 30 years. That's absolutely certain. You know, we figured it out. Elon Musk figured it out, and we can be completely independent. Well, actually, complete renewable energy is available now. And let's get to it, folks. Come on, man. Stop going with the companies that are giving you money, like the oil companies and the car dealers. You know, they're buying. Your integrity should not be for sale. You should be acting in the best interest of your constituents, which you never do, it seems. Rarely do when it comes to money. All right, he's landing again. He's doing hovering exercises. But so here's the Sikorsky Lockheed facility, and they're going to be flying drones, and they're going to be flying amazingly forward-looking or forward innovative development concepts for vertical takeoff and landing, and it'll be a joy and a pleasure to watch some of this come through here. Peace out, y'all.